When working with power, make sure to turn the breaker off. Always wear the appropriate PPE, in this case safety glasses, and anything else you determine necessary to do the job safely. These videos are made for entertainment purposes only. Please enjoy. Hey guys, so you saw in the last video of us doing a three-way switch. And basically how a three-way switch works, you have your power coming in, which then your neutrals come together. So your power neutral, like hot side neutral, comes in to the three-way wire neutral. And then on the switch itself, so on the ground side, you'll have your red wire. And on the black side, you'll have your hot coming in for the black screw. And then your other traveling wire is on the other screw. You want to match this up to the other switch so that they both turn on. Basically how it works is you have your hot side coming in and you have your two traveling wires to switch in between the two. So the circuit stays incomplete in one way, but it can complete in two other ways, hence the three-way. So the power wire, they put the two travelers and the power wire coming over here. You have to match it up exactly. So you have your ground, you have with the red, with it being the traveler. On this other side, you have your black, which now goes to the light. And then you have your other black wire, which without the black screw, and that's your other traveler. Again, the neutrals come together, so all the neutrals are together, and that completes your circuit. So you have the two traveling wires that switch over between the two, and only two ways to complete the circuit. One way the circuit is incomplete, hence off. So you're able to turn these things off. Now I did try to install a dimming switch, but the dimming switch that I had to have both sides with the dimming switch. Conventionally, like more popular than not, is only one side is with a dimming switch. But three-ways are a bit of an interesting animal in themselves. So we're now going to install the Meross three-way dimmer with the master and the slave switch. So as you can see in the wiring in the back, this will be the master switch, this is your slave switch. So we're going to test this wire out, plug it in. Turn it on. Turn it on. Sweet. Turn it off. Turn it on. Nice. So we can dim it from both sides. Yep, both sides will dim. Beautiful. So, how this one works is neutrals are together. Same thing with this side. Neutrals are all together. You have your ground, and you have your ground, so those are all important. These are the things that are set up. Now, on the slave side, we'll start with that because it's simpler. For me, it's simpler. The load wire is part of the live wire. So this will be T2, and then T1 is the red wire. And all of these wires come together. So we have T2 being the live wire. T2 being the load wire. And it connects up to the light, and it connects up to the one traveler. So these three wires come together. So T2 on here for the load wire is just like the traveling wire for there. So on this side, you only have two wires plus the ground. All the neutrals are together. which is a lot to to wrap my head around. Now on the primary side, again, all neutrals together. I put all the grounds together, and then you have your hot wire coming in, which is your one black wire on this side. There is no black wire on the secondary side, the slave side, and then you have your T2, which is the live load side, so the load wire, and then you have your red, which is T1. And I'm just going to read them out in the back. Yeah, so T1 is red, T2 is load wire, black is live, white is neutral, and then green is ground. The same thing here. The brown wire being T2 is the load wire, so all the blacks come together, and then T1 is the other traveling wire, and they all work together. Now the reason why this switch needs a neutral and a normal conventional three-way switch like this does not is because it's a smart switch. So it has a circuit within a circuit. So there's a computer inside this thing. This one over here just sends out a signal that this one receives. So there is no secondary computer in this thing. It is just a slave. So that concludes the Meross, and I'm not sure I'm saying it right, setup switch for the three-way wiring. The next thing I'm going to do is set it up as a smart switch. So now we go into the phone and we open up the Meross app and we hit the plus to set up a new light, and we have to scroll all the way down to the three-way dimmer switch, which will be close to the bottom. Once we select that, we start into their setup, which will have a demo right now of a three-way switch, and you'll see the travelers going back and forth as the switches between. So that was awesome to see, and I'm now shared that with you guys. Now it's going to tell me how to wire it up, to go through electrical. This will be a quick thing. Want you to make sure you're connected to the Wi-Fi, have a nice strong signal. It tells you to turn off the power, which I said at the beginning of the video, and then we're going to get into the wiring. So always take pictures, guys, of everything, of the master and the slave, or the slave and the master. If it's two masters, then make sure you take pictures of that, and mark things off if you need to as well. In this app, it tells you to mark things off to make sure that everything goes back the way it's supposed to. So if you're going to do this yourself, take lots of pictures, mark everything off, and then get into the wiring, but only after you turn the power off. And then turn the power back on to check everything, make sure everything's wired. In this case, you can use the switch without it being mounted within the app or even set up, which was awesome. So I was able to test everything, and then this is it telling me to sign into the switch's personal Wi-Fi, which I did, set it up, and then once you're signed into the switch's personal Wi-Fi, you're able to go into to bring it onto your network. At this point, it tells me, hey, what do you want to name it? I named it. You can put a special picture on it, and that's it. It's all set up. Pretty simple stuff. Now I cut out the parts where I would be showing you guys my passwords or the name of my network and stuff. But here you see me clicking on the light, and it changes the light itself, and tells me how bright it is. It's pretty fascinating, pretty awesome stuff. And even the app itself is very intuitive. So guys, we have the Meross three-way dimmable light switch installed. Computer, turn on living room light. Computer, dim living room light 50%. I guess I need to work on my commands. Computer, turn on living room light. Computer, increase brightness of living room light. Excellent. So thanks for watching my video, guys, if you made it this far, and I hope that the knowledge that I've shared within it can help you. Catch you in the next one. Computer, turn off living room light.